Hey, welcome back you lovely lot. This is my own personal walk around, my top 5 or maybe a bonus one of my favourite cars in this Saturday's, that's May the 10th, Barron's Manor Park auction here in Southampton, where it's always sunny, and today my legs are out as a special treat. There's no charge for that. I'm throwing that in. So join me for my top 5 or so cars that you can buy this Saturday. I will put the link to the full walk around in the description below, so if you want a bit more detail on everything that's for sale, have a look there. But without further ado, let's steam in. Now this is my first pick. This, if you're into air-cooled Volkswagens, as you know I am, and you know I gravitate towards them, you know I try and get you to gravitate towards them as well. This used to be, back in the day, a drag racer called Plan B, and it was quick. When this had a monster, basically fire-breathing motor in the back, this would do 11-second quarters, this buggy, believe it or not, which is a bit of a handful. Now these days, it's called Plan Z. It's got a lot of that original race car left. You've got some lovely things like this substantial roll cage. You've got this monster tacho. You've got these wonderful MP seats, you've got a GT bonnet, it's finished in Fiat Azure Blue, but you've got a little bit more sedate motor. You've got a 1300cc flat 4 out the back. So are you going to do 11-second quarters now? You're not. But are you going to have a really nice buggy that contains all the best elements of a street-driven car and all the best elements of a drag buggy? Yes, you are. It's really nice, this. I think you'll buy it somewhere between £9,000 and £11,000. It is beautifully finished. You've got a bead rolled floor in the background. Everything comes up on raised fasteners, so you can disassemble it. And I just like the way it sits and I like the way it hangs together. She's not fast anymore, but she is very, very stylish. And like I say, for around 10 grand, you could take that home. And if you're into air-cooled Volkswagens, a genuine bit of racing history. I like that, and I like that a lot. And then my second pick, I can't really explain what this car has, but certain cars have what I call an X factor. They just sit there, their stance, their wheels, their tyres, the patina of the paint, everything about them is just perfect. And for whatever reason it is, when I look at this MGA, 1959, it has it. It's also a wonderful history to this car. So it was imported from America, converted to right-hand drive, but in a very nice shell. So what you've got is the basis of a really decent car here. But to me, it's the condition of the paintwork. Everything's kind of flatted off. Now, you could argue you could probably, this being red, wet flat this back, mop it and get it really shiny. I think, to me, the charm of this car is exactly as it sits. In fact, if anything, the boot, which is shinier and I guess repainted at a later date, I would flat that off. I'd get my old mate Steve to do some patinaed lettering, some patinaed circles on the door. I think you could make this look like an old road rally car very, very easily, and I think it would look very cool if you did. It's not going to be a huge amount of money, just into 5 figures or so. The other thing about this is it's had a lot of work. So there's an engine rebuild. Mechanically, an awful lot of money's been spent. It's had 2 front shock absorbers, the carburetors have been overhauled, had an engine rebuild with piston rings, crankshaft bearings, and it's just a lovely, lovely thing. The interior is nice, the owner's put a new hood on it, but it's just got that indefinable something, which I can't really tell you what it is. You'll know when you see it, and you'll know if you stand next to it. It's got that thing. So not fast, but incredibly cool. And although these cars are actually getting cheaper, they're terrible investments, but they're brilliant to own, I think that's one I'd like to buy. Now this is my favourite thing in the world. This is like buying a lottery ticket for lots of reasons, because driving it, you'll feel like you've won the lottery and you'll look like you've won the lottery. But also when you buy a £5,000 or £6,000 Bentley, which I think what this Mulsanne Turbo will be, it is a bit of a lottery. If to be honest with you, inexpensive Bentleys can be the most wonderful, marvellous thing and make you feel like you have got £1 million, or they could cost you close to £1 million to fix. And I don't know which one this is. I would say by the condition of it and the beautiful paintwork, it's one of the better ones. It's clearly been loved and cherished. And there are a few things to do. You've got a tiny little dent on the C-pillar, which wants sorting out. There's a couple of tiny bits of paint blistering. The interior I like very much indeed. It's got this amazing leather around velour kind of vibe, which I've not seen on a Bentley Mulsanne before, but I think looks very, very nice. And also I'd imagine has great purchase, will keep you in the seat whilst driving fast, as this car is prone to do. So 91,000 miles with a great history. I do actually love the colour, which is proof I'm getting quite old now, that I like light metallic green. I love the interior. The wood is peeling off. You will need to spend some money to get that re-veneered and redone. But you know what? It's, again, a bit like the MGA. It's got the X factor. It's got that indefinable something that just looks and feels right. It's even on a set of slightly aged Avons. But she looks good. She sits good. She sounds beautiful when she's running. And fingers crossed you don't get a load of bills. That could be £6,000 very well spent. Right, before we go on to the rest of the cars, just a quick word from this week's sponsor, who are the lovely people at Draper, who I've worked with for many, many years. Now this, if you know, a room full of 50 cars. Some of them won't start. I can vouch on that from personal experience. And this is now my new go-to. This is the new GT24 starter. This will do up to 10 litres petrol engines and 8 litres of diesel engines.
It can run 12 and 24 volts. It's got two 12-volt outlets and it's rated at 3,000 amps. And during the day, we managed to start over 20 flat cars using this charger. It's a superb thing. You can get yours at drapertools.com. For old cars, it's a workshop essential.
Now, let me tell you a story. Back in the 90s, I worked at Saab. I've said that many, many times. What you might not know is our Saab dealership, next to it was a Subaru dealership, and next to that was a Jeep dealership. So I did grow up in this era around this Jeep, and this is a 2001 Jeep Cherokee. It's the 60th anniversary, and I like it for a lot of reasons. First of all, you never see any of them. They reckon there's about 300 of this shaped Jeep left on the road. This one's interesting because, as far as we can tell, underneath it's never been welded, which must put it in about 10. There can't be many that have never seen welding. It's a really nice colour. It's also a no reserve, and it's also a turbo diesel. So the best ones of these are the 4 litres. If you're looking for an investment one, that would be the one to find and tuck away. But actually the turbo diesel, I think, is probably a more usable, more tractable, and certainly talkier vehicle. The paint on this isn't great, but it's not terrible. The leather's really nice. Everything seems to work on it, which is really good, which wasn't all the case when they were new, to be honest. And again, it's just got that indefinable something. First of all, no one else has got one. The colour is brilliant. It's a really rare model, and you're talking towards the end of this model's life. So if you're looking for an off-roader that will actually pull your trailer, take the kids to school, and be absolutely fabulous in winter, although I'd be tempted to underseal this and keep it out of the salt, I think this could be your truck. And also the fact that it's no reserve and you get to choose the price is very exciting. Shall I have a bit on that myself, do you think? Now this next one, lot 141, I think could represent a bit of a bargain, a performance bargain. If this is your bag, if you're looking for something that's quick, that's practical, relatively collectible, very usable, may I recommend this? This is a JDM WRX 5-door. And I like it for lots of reasons. JDM cars have things like alloy bonnets, where the British cars had steel ones. They have much more sophisticated suspension arms. And this particular one, as well as being a 97, which is a great year because you get the facelift headlights, but the earlier bumper, this one's also had a few quid spent. It's got an uprated ECU. You can see it's got a front mount. It's got the STI brake upgrade as well, and a very, very nice interior. This one has 315 brake horsepower. So it's a little bit quicker than the standard 245 and even quicker than the STI, which was 280. So I think this represents a lot of car for the money. Somewhere between £4,500 and £5,500, you would be able to take this home. There's a little bit of paint work to do if you want to make it perfect. The mirrors are just starting to go, the tops of the doors. But being a Japanese import, they're always better to start with because they don't see the salt that the British cars do. So they have a bit of a head start over the equivalent UK motor. I like this a lot. I like the colour. I had a 94 STI import. There's a couple of dents on this on the wings that you can straighten out easily. There's a bit of money to spend to make it perfect. But I think for that money, there's no way that you and the dog can go faster. And I think with a 5-door, you look like you're trying less hard. So that is one of my top performance picks. And for the money, can't be beaten. Now my last one is a bonus pick. I always do an extra one because I can't decide and we've got too many nice cars in the sale. I'm choosing this. This is a 1989 MG Metro simply because, well, 2 reasons really. One, when did you last see one at all? When did you last see one in this condition? And I also think the MG Metro, despite being a very capable and stylish hot hatch, doesn't command anything like the tax of its equivalent Ford or Vauxhall. So this is estimated at 5 to 6. It's an approvable, a genuine, documented 39,000 miles. Now imagine if you would for a second, this was a Vauxhall Nova SR, the equivalent, it would be about 15 grand or more. So I do think these represent an absolutely wonderful bargain, and don't they look good? And once when nobody wanted the BL stuff, it was derided, it was almost the butt of many a joke, has suddenly become very, very cool. And all of a sudden, I think this shape has aged beautifully. So you've got a lovely mileage, a wonderful history, credentials that stretch all the way back pretty much to when the car was new, and something that you can rock up at a show, almost guaranteed that no one else has. And you're probably going to get change for the purchase of the car plus your fees from about 6 grand. So there you go. That's my top 6 picks. Now do look below in the description. There is the link to all of the walkarounds, every single car in the sale. And please do have a look at that. Do like and subscribe, ring that bell, and also leave in the comments which your favourite was. I'd love to know. See you next time.